Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. So I will be swapping my screen time for reading time. And so I currently have a couple of days off work, so I thought I would do this quick reading vlog, try get some books in and see how many books that I can finish within this reading vlog for the next couple of days. So with that, I went into my settings and checked out my digital well-being, and it said that I use my phone for around, on average, 6 hours a day. So that does include work time. I use my phone for editing, short form content, editing pictures, that sort of thing. So I do edit on my phone. I also watch a lot of YouTube when I'm doing my actual job, my full-time job. So my screen time is often very high because of that. So I was intrigued to look and see what these days had for me, and luckily enough it's not that crazy. So for Monday I will be starting with just over 6 hours of reading time. I think it's like 6 hours and 40 minutes or something like that. I will pop the graphic up here so you can have a look and see. So today I will be reading for this amount of time. Let's go. I have picked up The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber, and this book I had started already this month. I was just under 150 pages into this, and so I have been doing some chores and housework around the house this morning whilst listening to The Ballad of Never After, getting that time in. And I did start this at around 10 to 11. So I read for about 3 hours whilst cleaning and doing chores around the house, and I'm really intrigued by this book. I read the first one in this series a couple months ago, so I will leave that down below so you can go check that vlog out. And I was hooked. I had to read this book and I really enjoy it. So this is like a young adult romantasy type story. We are following Evangeline and Jax, and Evangeline seeks out these fates in order to change the curse that's placed upon her and her true love at that point. And you kind of follow that development throughout Once Upon a Broken Heart, which is the first book. This is the second one, so that story does continue, and we're getting more of a look into Evangeline and Jax and how they work together, and there's a lot more reveals in this story as well. It's so good. I'm loving every second of reading this. It's so like gripping. I don't know why this series has such a hook in me, because I don't usually read romantasy books. I hate romance anything, and this one kind of just screams good. I don't know what it is. I just really am intrigued by this story. So I'm actually flying through this. I've picked this book up twice, and I'm now just over 300 pages into this story. So it's an incredible read. I love every second of reading this, and I will plan to finish this today during the next 3 hours that I have left of the day to read. So I probably will end up finishing this in the first day that I'm doing this reading challenge. It does have like the fairy tale-esque style in the writing, and it's like otherworldly, like you're just stepping into another fantasy, and there's like sprinkles of romance thrown in there, so it's not too bad. But yeah, I don't want to spoil anything because this is a series, and I want to keep my thoughts very concise so I don't end up spoiling anything. But yeah, I do think that this is a good series to try out if you've not read this series before. I do have maybe 100 pages left to go, and I do plan on finishing it during this whole session today. I have about 3 hours left of this challenge today, so I will try and aim to finish this, and I will give you my final thoughts on the story, but I think it won't change too much. So once I finish the Ballad of Never After, I do want to pick up I Am Legend, and this is making a start on the Zombiethon. I will be reading this for that readathon, and so this is like a science fiction book around a man who is like the last person, last human on Earth, and everybody else is undead. So I am intrigued to read this. This is considered a classic, and I am intrigued to delve into it and see what my thoughts are. But I will check back in with you and give you some progress updates soon. So it's now been about 7 hours, and I have managed to finish the Ballad of Never After, and I am kind of sad that it's finished. I really want to read the next one like right away. This is so gripping. It's incredible. I love the fantasy in here and the overall plot. It's just incredible. Yeah, it just gives me fairy tale vibes, and I'm loving all of it. So I can't wait to finally finish this series. I yeah, I don't know what else to say other than this was great. I loved reading this, and I'm glad that I managed to finish this today during this challenge. I was listening to the audiobook for parts of the day, and also I finished it physically. So I am counting listening and reading physically for part of this challenge because it would be a struggle if I didn't. I managed to read just over 200 pages of this book today, and yeah, it was incredible. Loved every second of it, and I've spent my day cleaning, putting food shopping away, whilst also reading my book. So very productive, and I feel like this is a good start to this challenge. So I did finish that book with like an hour and 10 minutes left of the challenge. So I did start to read I Am Legend. I am about 5 chapters in. It's so eerie and different. This one is like giving a scientific spin on the vampire story. Yeah, I'm intrigued. It's setting up to be an interesting read. The story is following one man, Robert, who is the last like human. Everybody else is infected. They are the undead. He's on a journey to either escape from them or hunt them. So he's still learning what exactly is going on and how these things survive or don't survive. So I feel like we are learning along with him, and it's giving that scientific dystopian look into this world that was written so long ago that I'm quite surprised that this has stood the test of time. It's really readable, so I am enjoying this a lot, and it's so short. So I think that I could finish this relatively quick during this challenge. But I have finished just over 7 hours of reading, so I think I'm done for the day, and I will pick this back up tomorrow because I am continuing this challenge tomorrow as well. But I will check back in with you tomorrow. So it's now the next day, and I am just coming in here to kind of tell you how many hours I have to read today. Yesterday I was reading for 7 hours, and it turned out that I only needed to read for 6. I must have got muddled up on the times. So I think I'm going to reduce my time today by an hour. So on Tuesday last week, my screen time was 5 hours and 48 minutes. So I will be reading for 4 hours and 48 minutes today. So I will be continuing I Am Legend. I am 5 chapters into this story, and I plan to finish this today. And then I will pick up The Troop because I am continuing to read that as part of another challenge that I'm doing. So I'm only going to tell you little bits here and there about The Troop in this video. But those are the 2 books that I plan to read today, and I am going into town. I'm going to go to Starbucks, grab a drink, work on my laptop, and read my book for a couple of hours this morning. So that is the plan. And then when I come back home, I will do some updates and let you know how the reading went and my thoughts on anything. So yeah, let's go. So I'm back now. It's been a couple of hours. I did manage to finish I Am Legend when I was in the cafe. This story is unreal. This is such a riveting, thought-provoking story. It's a weird tale. So I Am Legend is a vampire story, but a science fiction version of this horrific monster. And so there's this virus that turn people into these creatures, and it's like a survival story set in an apocalyptic world where he is considered the only man on Earth. And we are learning along with Robert throughout this story. He also discovers a dog, which is just the cutest thing in this book. I was just all over that part of the story. It was adorable, heart wrenching, but definitely an interesting addition into this novella. It definitely stands out on its own. There's nothing quite like it. Um, it's so scientific in descriptions and these creatures that you don't usually get within vampire stories, which I really enjoyed reading about. It's such a different yet weird take on these vampire zombies. Um, yeah, I think it's an incredible read. So I finished this in the 2 hours that I was there, and I also picked up the troop as well, um, to round out the last couple of minutes that I had in the cafe. And I think that you'll enjoy it if you like some zombie based stories and like just weird stories in general. This is definitely one of those for sure. But it's definitely written as if like it could be today. So it's not a difficult read. It was such a fast paced book and I loved every second of reading it. So yeah, do check this out if you haven't read it yet. So I read in the cafe for around 2 hours and 40 minutes. So that means that I only have 2 hours left. So I think that this challenge is definitely going well. And I will check back in after I've completed some more chapters of that story and give you some of my thoughts on it. I'm definitely not going to finish the trip today or tomorrow. So yeah, it's only going to be a couple of chapters, but I will come back to give you those thoughts and to round out this video when that happens. So I will check back in soon. So that's the end of the video. I'm just jumping in here now. It's been 4 hours and 48 minutes. And so that marks the end of this challenge. I have managed to finish 2 books, which is great. Very productive. And I also did read some more of The Trip by Nick Cutter. I did manage to read a good chunk of this. I think it was like 120 odd pages. This is so gross. I am just under halfway through now and it is so grotesque that I'm really loving it. It's kind of like a body horror type of story, so it's definitely up my street. I love that type of storyline, that plot, that narrative. So we learn what is happening to this man and why he is the way he is throughout the story. This is kind of mixed media, which is interesting. You're following the main story, but you're also being told like how it happened and why it happened. So yeah, I mean, the contagious nature of this is very intriguing, and I'm really loving how this story is developing. It's definitely a gross story and I am loving it. So I'm glad that I managed to get a good chunk of the way through this book currently, and I will try and get some more of the way through later on in the week. But I have finished this video now. I have finished the Ballad of Never After and I Am Legend. So 2 incredible books, such a fun challenge, and I've managed to swap my screen time for reading time. So thank you so much for watching this and coming along this experiment with me. It's been so much fun. I've been so productive. I've read such incredible books, and yeah, it's such a fun way to knock out a lot of books early on in the month. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed watching. Do let me know in the comments what you thought of these books, if you've read them or are you interested in reading them. Do let me know. Or you can just drop me an emoji to let me know that you were here. You can use the heart for the Ballad of Never After. So thank you so much for joining me today, and until next time, keep your pages turning and embrace the darkness. Bye!